This was supposed to be a film by Mr. Watley. Mrs. Corley had too many gin and tonics. Mrs. Lewis said no, no one else would have a go. So now it's time for Mrs. Stevens' Phonics. This was supposed to be a film by Mr. Watley. Mrs. Corley had too many gin and tonics. Mrs. Lewis said no, no one else would have a go. So now it's time for Mrs. Stevens' Phonics.
Hello everyone and welcome to day 3 of workbook 2. We're on page 9 today. This is what it looks like. So make sure you've got your workbook open to the right page. You've got a pencil to write with later. Make sure you're sitting comfortably or perhaps even standing up looking at the screen. We're going to warm up the phonics brains by practicing some of the letters and sounds we have been learning in our other workbook and making sure that we're still remembering them because we have to keep practicing all the time, don't we? So here we go. Ready, steady, nice and loud. I want to hear you all the way from home. Ah. Ear. Ugh. Wa. Oha. E. U or oo. Ch. Do you remember that one? Capture the picture. Do you remember? Ch. That one. Ch. Ch. Catch a ball. Ch. Good job. Ear. 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 Over here. Wrap a present. And that one, bang your thumb, And this one, j. Do you remember? Nudge the badger. Do you remember that one? J. And then this one, s. Gnaw a bone. Knock your knee. And this one, king of the castle. And then finally this one, oh, haunted house. Oh, good job everyone. So hopefully if you've remembered those, we were really thinking about finding different ways of spelling familiar sounds, weren't we? Sounds that we already knew but different spellings. And remember this time in this workbook we are thinking about how we can have different sounds but the same spelling. So sometimes a letter or group of letters will make different sounds. So same spelling, different sound. Even I'm having to think about it. Same spelling, different sound. That's what we're concentrating on. Yesterday we were thinking about the letter I, and that we found that in some words the letter I says its sound, I as in tin, but in other words, it's sometimes said its name, I, as in mind. Now today we're going to think about the letter O and the sounds that the letter O might say in words. I'm going to write a word first of all. So let's see if we can read it. This is the first one. So there it is. So let me hear you from home. What does this one say? Yes, it says hot, hot. So not cold, but hot. That sounds fine, doesn't it? Let's try this one then. Here we are. Okay, have a look at that one. Can I hear you from home? Yes, let's see. I've got a bit of a mixed reaction. I heard you saying different things. Let me have a try. Join in with me. It could be or both. Well, I've heard of bath, but I've not heard of both. So that doesn't make sense. So I think I should try to see if the letter O maybe says its name sometimes. Let's see if that sounds better. Both. Oh, that's a word, isn't it? Both. So I have got both words written on my board. So both, when it's more than one thing, both. So sometimes then the letter O can say O as in hot, but sometimes it says its name, O as in both. Now we are going to do a little bit of sorting now. I am going to put some words on my board here, and your job will be to pause me for a little while. I'll tell you when, once the words are up, and to look carefully at the words and see if you can write the words into the correct section on your or in your workbook. You've got a table. We've got O as in hot and O as in both. So you need to sort the words and put them in the right section. and then we'll practice sorting them together. So let me put the words up. I'm going to rub this bit out first so that it's not distracting you. I'm going to put the words up. I'm not going to say anything just yet. As I put them up, you can see if they're words that you recognise and think you can read. Here they all are. Making sure I stick them down, otherwise they'll fall off the board, won't they? And then this one. So we've got 6 words. Some of them have the sound O, so O as in O. Some of them have the sound, the letter O making its name O. So some say O, some say O. So pause me now. Write the words, copy the words into your workbook and put them in the right section. So you're sorting them into O words and O words. Pause me now. Go. Welcome back everyone. So hopefully you have written the words and you have done a bit of sorting. So what we have got then is we've got O as in both. So I'm just going to write that up there because you've already got that in your workbook. And then we had O as in hot. And then we're going to do some sorting like that. Okay, at the moment I don't think they're sorted into the right places, are you? So let's see if we can just check how you've done your sorting. So looking at this word first, here I go with my sound buttons. I have got sh, o, k, shock. Oh, that's right, shock. But it's not an O sound, is it, in that word? The letter O is making an O sound, so it needs to go this side. So I'm going to swap that one over. Let's pop that there a minute. Okay, so we've got shock. Let's try this one. Are you with me? So remember, first try, we always try O first. So h, o, t, hot. Good, hot. So hot definitely needs to go over there because we've got O as in hot, haven't we? There we go. And then let's try this one. G, o, old, gold. Ooh, gold, I've not heard of that. Let's try the O sound and see if that works better. G, O, old, gold, 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 like my gold ring. Ah, so that sounds better. So it must be an O sound. So I'm going to put it here, O as in both. So I'm just going to move this one because we haven't read that one yet. So let's try this one together. Always try the O sound first, don't forget. Spot, spot. Oh, yes, as in Spot the dog. Have you ever read those books? I really like them. Spot. So is it an O? Is it O? Or is it O? So what sound is the letter O making in the word? Is it saying O or is it saying O? Spot. That's right, it's saying O. So it belongs over here. Let's try this word. Let me move it over. Here we go. Let's sound this one out. Remember, we're going to try the O sound first. O, old, hold. Ooh, I don't recognise that word either. So I'm going to try the O and see if that sounds better. Join in with me. O, old, hold, hold. So I hold my pen. So the O sound belongs there. Hold my pen. So the letter O is saying O. It's not saying O, hold. It's saying hold. So it's in that O sound. And then finally this one, everyone. Remember to join in with me. D, O, n, t, don't. Oh, that doesn't sound right either. So I need to try my O sound instead because the letter O does say O sometimes, but it can also say O. And as O doesn't sound right in this word, I'm going to try the O. D, O, n, t, don't. Oh, don't. So do not. Don't do that. So I'm going to pop the O over here. So hopefully in your books you managed to sort the words in this way. The O sounds, so the letter O saying O, gold, hold, don't. And then the letter O saying O, shock, hot, spot. So it's the same letter each time, but in the words it makes different sounds, O or O. Good job everybody. Now, to finish today, we have got a sentence to write. So make sure that your pencil is still ready. First of all, we practice saying our sentence together. We count the words on our phoneme fingers or on our word fingers, and then we're ready for writing. So quickly, let me take down all of our words with our O sounds in and also our O sounds. And let's get the board ready for some writing. Now, our sentence is this one. And it's a question. So we'll have to think about what we put at the end of a question sentence, won't we? Can we both hold a gold block? Can we both hold a gold block? Can we both hold a gold block? How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 words in our question sentence. Can we both hold a gold block? 7 words in our question sentence. Can we both hold a gold block? So now you've got that in your heads and you've practiced it, pause me and try to write the sentence on your own. And then we'll come back together and have a go together. Okay? So can we both hold a gold block? Now we said there were 7 words in that sentence. So I've written the number 7 to remind us, because that helps us check if we've got the right number at the end and that we haven't missed any words out, because sometimes we do. So can we both hold a gold block? Now at the start of my sentence, everyone call out to me. What do I have to remember? Yes, of course, a capital letter. Can. So and one of our high frequency words, so we can write that one really easily, can't we? Can we. Another one of our tricky words that we practice, finger space we, and it's a W-E together because it's tricky, so the E on its own saying that sound E. Can we both, both. Oh, I've got that O sound, but I know that sometimes a letter O on its own makes that O sound. So can we both, O. Can we both hold, old. Oh, I've got that O sound again. So I'm going to go with the letter O because we've been practicing that. Can we both hold her? O, old. Can we both hold? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've still got 3 more to go. Can we both hold the tricky word? So we know how to write that because we practice that one a lot. The gold. Gold. Oh, I've got that O sound again, so I need the letter O. The gold. Oh, pardon? Oh, did you notice something? You did, didn't you? You noticed that I've put a capital G or G in my writing, but it's not somebody's name, and it's not the name of a place, and it's not the beginning of a sentence. I think maybe I've made a mistake, do you? I'm just going to put a little line through it. It should have been a lowercase g, shouldn't it? Because it's not the start of a new sentence or a name for something, so I needed a lowercase. So I'll just put a line through it and write the small g underneath. Gold. Can we both hold the gold block? B-o-k. Oh, now I've got the O sound this time, but I know that the letter O can say O and it can say O. So it's still the same letter. It's still the letter O that I've used for both and for hold and for gold, but it's making a different sound in this word. B-o-k. Can we both hold the gold block? Well done. Now it's the end of my sentence and I've got 7 here because there were 7 words. Let's check we've got 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Brilliant. So have I finished, everybody? No. What have I missed? Can we both hold the gold block? Oh, I've not showed you that it's the end of my sentence. So there's my full stop. What, it's still not right? Oh yes, it's a question sentence. So if I've asked a question, can we both hold the gold block? I need to show that it's a question. So I have to put a question mark. So it looks like this. There we go, a question mark, because it's a question sentence. Now it's correct. Can we both hold the gold block? Brilliant, all done. So in that sentence, we had the letter O in the word both, and the letter O in the word hold, and the letter O in the word gold. And each time the letter O was saying its name, the O sound. But then when we saw the letter O in this word, it was saying its sound, O. So sometimes the letter O says O, and sometimes the letter O says O. We always try O first, and if that doesn't sound right, we then try the O. So I hope, oh, I can hear the O sound in that word too. I hope that you have got lots of good practice in that lesson about how we can sound the word O when we see it in words and when we're writing it. Great job, everybody, and I will see you for day 4.
This was supposed to be a film by Mrs. Corley. Mr. Watley couldn't work the electronics. Mrs. Lewis said no, no one else would have a go. So now it's time for Mrs. Stevens' Phonics. This was supposed to be a film by Mrs. Corley. Mr. Watley couldn't work the electronics. Mrs. Lewis said no, no one else would have a go. So now it's time for Mrs. Stevens' Phonics.